Hi everybody, welcome. So this practice is for your back and spine. We're going to release some tension, maybe some soreness or some pain in your back through a series of stretches. So we're going to start in tabletop position. This is Flo. All right, let's see if she'll do it with me. So you're going to start in tabletop. If you have a couple of blocks, it would be great for this practice. So come into tabletop. You're going to line up your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to go into some cats and cows here. So pressing firmly into the ground with your hands. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift up through your heart. And then exhale, round your chin to your chest. Let the head hang. Inhale, pull it open. Press the ribs towards the floor. Exhale to round. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Come into a neutral spine. Widen up your hands just a little bit and bring your knees together. We're going to go through a Chakravartakasana, which is just basically circling around your hips. So you can tuck the toes under if you want, or leave them toenails down. You're just going to do these giant circles. So maybe start off a little bit with some narrower circles, and then as you start to increase mobility, you can make them a little bit wider, or maybe find spots where you can hold a little bit longer to really get in there. There's 6 movements of the spine. In this practice, we'll hit them all. And then maybe just go side to side. All right, coming back to center. Bring your knees wide and your toes to touch. If you have blocks, you can try this with blocks. We're coming to child's pose, so you can certainly just come to child's pose. You want a little bit of an upper back stretch. Bring the blocks so you can put your head between them. Reach your arms forward with your thumbs up and relax your head to the mat. From here, bring the palms to touch and then bring the thumbs to the base of your neck. And find your breath here. Extend your arms forward, and then we'll go ahead and come back up to tabletop. Move those out of the way. So lining up the hands and the knees. Press back, hips towards your heels, and then I'll have you pull forward all the way onto your belly. So keeping the elbows and inside towards your ribs, and your hands are just below your shoulders. Point your toes, draw your navel to your spine. And use your hands here in cobra. As you inhale, push into the floor. So that might be this high. If your back feels okay, bring it up higher. And then lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting to your height. Exhale to lower. Inhale, keep those elbows in, and exhale. 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. Last one. Inhale, and exhale. Bringing your legs together, push back into a closed knee, child's pose. And then I'm going to have you tuck your toes under and come up to a position where you're sitting on your heels, pressing into your toes. Bring the arms up. And then behind you, interlace your hands, press your knuckles to the mat. You can lift the hands off of the hips if that's, or the lower back if that's available. Come up off your toes, you can roll those out. Then sinking the hips to your heels, fold forward. One last little shoulder stretch here, reach. Slowly release the hands to the lower back, and then just let the arms fall heavy to your sides. Walk the hands back around. You can have a seat on your heels for a moment just to do a little bit of wrist work. So interlace your hands, you can roll out the wrists, maybe some figure eights. And press into the fingers. And shake out. From here we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So set your hands, you're trying to get this L shape in your hands. As you set them underneath your shoulders, try to create that L shape with your thumb and index finger. And when you send your hips high, don't worry too much about straightening the legs yet. All right, just find some release in the neck, broadening through the collarbone. And then you can start to pedal the legs out. Always feel free to keep the knees bent, especially if your alignment is suffering, right? So meaning that you want to have an inverted V shape. So if your heels are on the mat and you're looking like this, then I'd rather, see this roundness in my upper back, I'd rather you bend your knees, right? And create more of this V shape in the hips. All right, go ahead and bring your hands and your feet towards each other. Your feet are going to be a little wider than hip width. We're going to come into ragdoll. Thumbs into your hip crease, send your tailbone high, and just start maybe by resting your torso on your thigh bones. Tailbones high, hands to the floor. And you can always bring your hands to a block. Okay. Shake out your head. Find the four corners of your feet. There's a corner under your big toe, your little toe, and two on your heels. You can rock from side to side, and plant the feet evenly as you can. Maybe grab opposite elbows. No tension in the neck. And just give yourself a few moments here to let go of the resistance in your hamstrings and in your spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. And you can sway from side to side if that feels good. Slowly, hopefully you're feeling things release a little bit in your spine. And then let's let the hands come down. And let's step it back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, come to plank. As you exhale, bring the knees down. Bring the hips to the heels, extended child's pose. As you start to inhale, come into more of a tabletop shape with a cat back. And then back to downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees down, hips to heels. Inhale, cat back, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Go ahead and step to the top of your space. I'm going to have you have a seat. And we're going to come all the way onto our back for the last bit of work here. So start with the knees into the chest and roll around on your lower back. You can even do some figure eights through your knees. Then hug both knees into your chest. Extend the left leg straight up. And then lower it all the way down to the mat. Bring your right thigh bone on the outside of your ribs, big squeeze. And use the left hand to draw the right knee up and over. Now you can always put a prop or even position your hand under your knee if this is too much. And cactus the right arm out, so it's like a goalpost with the palm out. You can gaze towards the right hand if that feels good. Come back to Apanasana. Bring the right knee first, and then the left knee. And again, we'll roll around on the lower back. Hug both knees into your chest. Extend the right leg up. And then lower that all the way down. Both hands on the left shin. Draw the left shin on the outside of the ribs and squeeze. Inhale here. As you exhale, use your right hand. Draw the knee up and over. Cactus the left arm. Try to keep that left shoulder down. Always very interesting to kind of evaluate the side body, right? As far as range of motion. The depth you can get on this side versus the other side. And there's nothing really to do about it other than just to keep practicing. Working on those imbalances. And then let's come back up. Left knee first, then the right knee. Bringing your feet to the mat, about hip width. You're going to come into a floating bridge here. So start with your hands down by your sides, thumbs up. As you inhale, lift everything up, hips. And then as you exhale, start from the upper back, lower back, and then bring the hands down. We're just going to do a few of these waves. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, wave it back down. Inhale. Wave it back down. And then coming into a supported bridge. I'm going to grab one of my blocks. You can always use books here or any kind of flat surface that elevates a little bit, but you want to make sure that prop is right on your sacrum. And your hands can go wherever they want. Bringing your hands down, go ahead and lift the hips up and moving the prop. Find your way. Our last two postures are against a wall. We're going to move over to the wall, sit up nice and close to it. Swing the legs up. And once you have your legs up the wall, I'm going to have you bring the pads of feet together. This is called soup to butter, or butterfly. Bring your hands to your inner thighs and then press your knees towards the wall. This should feel really good, not only in your hips, but just your spine should feel nice in traction. Bringing the knees together. Completing your practice here in legs up the wall. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel and share this with some friends who might benefit. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.